What is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Punk Rock Radar. In today's episode, we are ranking punk band sophomore records. We've done the debuts, we've done the newest records, and now we're in sophomore season. And I am joined today by Hudson Valley hardcore legend Lewis, aka Cinnamon is the Winamon. I'm also joined by Screeching Bottle Rocket, aka Dylan from DyingScene.com, aka Frosted Flakes. They're great. And I'm also joined by Mr. Punk Rock Radar, creator of the channel, John, aka Snap Crackle Pop, and Elliot Ergoth, kingpin of the Discord, aka Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. You know us all. You know our nicknames. Guys, anything you want to say before we get into this sophomore
I'd like
tier
to be
list?
changed to Cinnamon Toast Crunch, something involving that. That's the best cereal.
I think that was
I'm not
mine.
sure.
No,
No,
you're Apple Jacks.
You're Apple Jacks. Yeah,
Oh man,
the
Apple
kind
Jacks
of,
is the worst cereal.
Yeah,
You got
the
gypped.
racially insensitive cinnamon.
Or perhaps one of
Jamaican
the
cinnamon
seasonally
Jacks.
available cereals like a Boo Berry or Count
Yeah,
Choc.
can I be Chocula? I like Chocula.
Okay, all
Lewis,
right.
aka Count
Oh
Chocula.
no, call me Cookie Crisp is pretty good too. But yeah, all right, whatever. Let's talk about punk records and not cereal. It's too
Yeah.
early.
It's the perfect time to talk about cereal. But John, what is the first punk record we are talking about today?
Today we are going back to 1989 to start with NOFX's S&M Airlines.
All right, and Dylan, go ahead and start us off with S&M Airlines by NOFX.
I think this is an album people think they're supposed to like because it's got like a badass cover and the song S&M Airlines is cool and stuff. It's not a very good album. It has its moments, such as the title track, and that's about it, really. There's some funny songs like Scream for Change. Like, I'm a fan of a good double entendre.
I hate that song.
Yeah, Scooper Chase are the worst. song on
I
the
know.
record.
Yeah, I know. I said it's funny, though.
It's memorable.
I guess Drug Free America's pretty good. I can't think of a whole lot beyond that that's worth noting. Honestly, probably D tier on S&M, honestly.
Yeah, all right, all
Oh my
right.
God.
I thought about C. I might get up there near the end. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, Lewis, what do you have to say about S&M Airline?
I mean, well, we didn't mention "Go Your Own Way," right? Which has, I think, Greg Graffin doing background vocals, if I recall.
Yeah,
One of
it
the worst
does.
covers of all time.
Oh, I like
Yeah, I
that.
also hate that.
I like that
hate
cover.
that song, too.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
That cover's okay. Yeah, I feel a lot of the same way. We did like a change here in the rankings, so this is really throwing me off. I don't know. It could be C or D for me. I think I'm going to throw it in D, reserving my mulligan just in case because of an abrupt thing. But I agree with everything Dylan said. I mean, I bought this on vinyl in like 2001 because I was like, oh, this is so cool to have on vinyl. And I don't think I've listened to it more than one time. This album sucks. I never listened to it. So I do like the cover. I do like S&M Airlines itself, the song, but otherwise nothing really memorable. So it's easily a C or D, D temporarily. So what do you got, Elliot?
I just bought this on vinyl like a couple months ago from an Italian record shop. So I think it was like original pressing too. So I do this album. I think is better than I gave it credit for, at least in some aspects of kind of like a raw early NOFX. Obviously, it's way better than Liberal Animation. I remember Day to Days. I think was on the greatest songs ever written too, which is kind of crazy. That's the like that any of these songs were on the greatest songs ever written. I wonder if
According to who?
according to NOFX. Yeah. So, but I do like a lot of songs on here, and I think there is kind of this early NOFX charm. Like "You Drink, You Drive, You Spill," I think is a really fun song. "Vanilla Sex" is kind of corny, but I do it is kind of catchy and does get stuck in my head. "Days to Days" is good. "Mean People Suck," fun little short song. Obviously, S&M Airlines pretty good. The final three tracks I feel like can just get cut off. I feel like they're all kind of terrible. "Scream for Change." I can't remember John Decides to be honest in my mind, but I hate the "Go Your Own Way" cover too. So, but I actually enjoyed listening to this, and I thought it was kind of a fun, raw NoFX experience. But it's not like anything incredible. It's not going into B or A. I'm putting it in C though. I think it's solidly C at least. So, John, what do you have to say?
Yeah, I don't think it's D. I'm looking at the list here, and I don't think it's one of the worst too. I like Day to Days. I like Dylan said, S&M Airlines. The title track is definitely the standout. I think Go Your Own Way is a fine cover. It's fun for the last song to throw it in there. Drug Free America is good. Professional Crash the Nation's not bad.
It's a way of life.
Let's see.
What's it called? The Rancid version of Vanilla Sex is better than this
Yes.
one, too.
I'm going to go B.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to go B. I may mulligan around, but
pretty high.
yeah,
I respect it.
I kind of like this album. I think it's a fun.
I kind of like it too.
It's a fun novelty to go back to.
Definitely. I mean, it's such an improvement over Liberal Animation, where Liberal Animation is like unlistenable. This is like if Liberal Animation was listenable, which is
I think this gets hurt when you're thinking about Ribbed coming after this. You know what I mean, right? So Ribbed is the next one, and it's so much better. So
yeah, Ribb's a better record.
The third album tier list
everything-
is gonna be awesome.
Everything after this kills it.
all right, well, I'm reserving my right. I might kick it up to C, like I said, but we can keep going and see where it shakes out. But yeah, it's not like the worst record ever.
Don't give in to the peer pressure, Lewis. What's next?
No. It's just I was not unsure. But go on.
All right, well, this isn't going to shake up anybody's list. John, what's the next record here?
All right. After a contentious discussion, the next album is gonna be Bad Religion Into the Unknown from 1983.
It's crazy this is even on here.
Yeah.
Lewis, go ahead and talk about Into the Unknown first.
Yeah. So this was the one that shook up our list because originally we were talking Suffer was going to be the album, but I guess there was some debate, which makes sense. This is Bad Religion's second full-length EP, LP, excuse me. So it should be the Sophomore album, and of course, it's like known, for good reason as the big wet fart that Bad Religion made after making one of the most important punk records ever, right? So they basically they brought punk rock. Suffer's way bigger than any of their previous two records, but, after How Can Hell Be Any Worse, this is a really drastic change for them, going in a totally, prog rock type way. I remember this album was, virtually impossible to hear as a kid. I had to, get a bootleg version that I bought from a record store, because it was, unfindable. Now you can get everything on the internet, which is cool. But yeah, this album sucks. I mean, it's cool for what it is, but it's in the scope of all these other punk rock records. It's clearly a D. But it's got fun ones like Chasing the Wild Goose on it, Billy Gnosis, whatever. I did see them on tour doing one or two of these songs when they brought them back into the mix, which was pretty cool. But yeah, it's going to be a D tier, and I'm a gigantic Bad Religion fan. It's a fun, interesting record, but definitely not a great Bad Religion record. So yeah,
they played some of these songs live. It's crazy. I had no idea.
I forget which one it was. I think it was either the Dichotomy or Billy Gnosis. They just mixed a few of them into their tour a few years ago. Yeah, it was pretty wild.
Dude, that's crazy. I had no idea. But yeah, I never knew about this for the longest time, that this was even a Bad Religion record until probably a little while ago, but I was aware of it. Never listened to it. I just heard it was a prog rock. I think 2 seconds, and I was just I'm good on this. And I listened to this the first time I've ever heard it, and I'm like, is this what prog rock was in the 80s? I'm not really a fan of that genre of music, so I never really listened to it. Were they going for a Genesis thing? Is that what's happening here? They're trying to be I don't know. This is no Land of Confusion by any means. I didn't really find any of these songs entertaining or catchy, and they were all inoffensive, I guess. It's music my dad would listen to.
Yeah.
When he was a kid in the 80s. So it's going into D tier. Kind of an oddball to be on here, but it is the second Bad Religion record. Me and John had to debate it in the chat. So, John, what do you have to say about Into the Unknown?
I'm gonna make it short and sweet. It's just going in the D tier. Not a terrible album, but I don't like synth. I don't like prog, so it's going in D.
Yeah,
short and sweet.
Dylan, why is this in your A tier?
I sit in your S tier. Yeah.
Let me explain. I I just looked up Billy Gnosis on Spotify and I found out somebody re-recorded this as like a punk album. So check that out. It's pretty cool. A band called Mars Moles. Sounds pretty cool.
Okay, cool.
I like the formalization of Billy Gnosis on John's track list. Bill Gnosis.
He's grown up. It's been 40 years.
my
Yeah,
God.
He's like, I'm no longer Billy.
I'm not Billy anymore.
The way I heard this album, I downloaded a bunch of not torrents but RARs on some blog spot that had the Bad Religion discography, and I got to this album and I was like, "Is this right?" I thought it was like the wrong, like someone uploaded some other band's album or
I'm
something.
sure. I would think the same thing.
Yeah, so I listened to a few songs and I was like trying to convince myself to give it a chance. It was not happening. D2.
Yeah.
Also, shout out to Billy Gnosis on Reddit. There's a guy named Billy Gnosis, and he signs all his comments on Reddit, Billy Gnosis.
Okay.
Interesting character.
A random shout out to a Reddit user. We don't know why. We don't know if he has anything to do
He
with
signed
Bad
off on his
Religion.
comments like an email or something. It's like, yeah, Billy Gnosis.
John, what's the next record we're talking about here?
All right, we're gonna move on to Pennywise, Unknown Road.
Okay, I guess I'll go first here. Yeah, it's hard where to place this because every time I listen to Unknown Road, it's like not like a bad album or anything like that. It just kind of always seems like no matter what, it kind of goes in one year and out the other, and it's like sandwiched between like Pennywise self-titled and About Time, which I owned both of those records back a day, listened to them to death, never really had Unknown Road. And I don't even think it's like the vocals that are like the worst part. It's just like I feel like they just don't have like a song that's like Perfect People or Same Old Story or just some really like kind of catchy skate punk song on here. But I mean, I think Time to Burn and Dying to Know are good tracks. I understand a lot of people love this. A lot of people, this is like their favorite Pennywise record. Like I know it's kind of wild to me. This is but with everything else that's on here, I'm probably gonna put Unknown Road in D tier, which feels bad to even put it next to Into the Unknown. Well, there's two unknowns down there, so but it's not a particularly exciting or memorable Pennywise record to me, and so it's got to go in D. I don't think it's that bad though. So, John, what do you do with Unknown Road?
Yeah, I feel like every time this comes up, like we find out that this is people's favorite Pennywise album. I think it's the weakest of all the 90s Pennywise records personally. Definitely. It is because for the longest time I thought this was like an EP, and I heard it after Land of the Free and maybe even From the Ashes. Like I got it so late that I have zero nostalgia attached to it. I think the first two songs are really good than the ones that Elliot mentioned. But, God, I still think it's listenable. And I think it's definitely not in my D tier. I think I'm gonna go B for Pennywise.
Okay.
It's still like good. It's just far from my favorite Pennywise record.
Sure. Dylan, what are you doing with Unknown Road?
I mean, the big joke has always been like all the Pennywise songs sound the same and all that, which is true and it's fine. But this is like the most samey sounding album, I would say. I don't know. It all sounds like one big song. So it kind of loses me after a while. I don't know. I'm like, this is pretty fucking sick, but like I want to listen to something else after 12 songs of this.
You can't make it to the 13th track ever.
I know, dude. I just threw out a number. I don't know what other is 13. We'll go B on Pennywise.
Lewis.
Yeah, man. I mean, we've beaten this one up pretty well over the years, but like, and I mean, it's always kind of unfair because we're weighting it against all these other excellent Pennywise records. I realize that people love this record. I think it's just okay. Like, I don't think it's amazing, but I think it's actually based on strength of schedule much better than a lot of the records on this list, to be honest. So I think I'm gonna have to put it firmly in B. I think it's a good record, but yeah, for all the reasons you said, it kind of sandwiched right there for not as memorable as the self-titled, which is just like was mind blowing when I was a kid. I skipped this one as a kid too. I went like direct
Yeah.
Yeah,
to
I went
About
from
Time. I
self-titled to
don't
About
know
Time.
why.
Yeah.
And I think it's because
Yeah.
they just didn't have this one in stock at like Media Player or wherever when I bought the records. And I was like, all right, I'll get back to it. And then I just never had a feeling for it. So yeah, going B and feeling okay about it. So
I
I'm
think for the
gonna
longest time,
bump it up to A. Bump it up to A.
Right.
Sorry, I'm
Dude, that's
looking at
crazy.
the metagaming.
that's good. There's some wild records in here, so it could fluctuate. So
All right, John, what's the next record here?
All right, this is a very Epitaph heavy list. So we're staying on Epitaph with the Offspring's Ignition.
Well, John, would you like to start us off with the Offspring Ignition here?
I think I'm gonna have a surprise. So I listened to all these once, aside from Into the Unknown, before we did this, like over the course of the last week, and I don't know. I was liking this record more than I remember. I think Session is good. I think We Are One is good. It's got Dirty Magic. There's a lot of good songs on here. I think I'm gonna go all the way to A tier with Ignition. When I saw the list at first, I was thinking probably C, but this is actually like a really good punk rock record. It's nowhere near Smash,
man.
obviously,
Yeah.
but I mean there's really good songs, and I think the quality of the standouts is better than anything in the B, C, and D tiers. So I'm gonna put the Offspring all the way up in A.
Dylan, what are you doing with Offspring Ignition?
I'm right there with Mr. John. This is a
Hell yeah.
solid album. It's something else that works to its benefit. 12 songs instead of like 20 plus
13, not 13.
on a few of these coming up. So yeah, it's a good album. It's perfectly fine. I think it's a nice bridge between the self-titled and what was after this? Ixnay or Smash? I don't
Smash.
remember.
Smash.
Oh, Smash, then Ixnay.
Yeah, a nice little pre-game to Smash if you're going in order of the discography.
Oh yeah.
Lewis, what are you doing with Ignition?
Yeah. I think I'm frozen. Am I? Oh, I'm back. So, Ignition here. I guess I'll probably be a little bit higher than maybe you guys would have expected because, I'm a well-known Offspring hater. But, yeah, this is a pretty decent record, to be honest. I think it is going to fall into my B tier. For me, it's pretty much along the same lines of Unknown Road. I probably go back to it about the same amount of time.
Yeah.
I don't think it's quite there, but it's significantly better than the first record, I think. So, yeah, in the scope of this, for sure, it's a B quality record, not bad at all. So,
Yeah, I'm going right there with you in the B tier. I thought this was like a really fun, really like bouncy skate punk record, and tons of good songs on it. Kick Him When He's Down, Burn It Up is like I don't know, dude, that's like one of my favorite Offspring songs. Listening to that. Session, of course, is a classic, and this is such an improvement over the first record. I think it's just self-titled, right? The first
yeah, it's
one.
self-titled, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know. I love the sound of this. The drumming really seems like it's kind of like an older, kind of like early '80s style, but like mixed in with like these really fast kind of skate punk riffs. So it makes for like a really cool mesh between kind of like a little bit of early '80s hardcore and skate punk kind of coming together. And I think the vocals are great. It's super hype. It's a really fun record. So I think B tier is like perfect for it. And so.
Man, you guys are surprising me. I thought I was going to be the highest one, but it does have that like early 90s PC game album cover that kind of notches it down a little bit. One of the worst album covers ever, I think.
It does look like
bad.
a D&D PC game
Yeah.
album cover, like Lord of the Flames.
Ultima 6, The Offspring,
Put a Sierra logo on it. Sierra games.
All right,
Yeah.
John, what is the next record?
We're probably the only channel that's gonna link in Frenzal Rhomb with a lot of these bands, but we're doing it. We've got Not So Tough from 1996.
You forgot to add the 20 secret tracks, John.
No, I didn't.
Kidding. All right, John. You know what? We'll have John. This is no. We'll have Dylan talk about it. Frenzal Rhomb. Dylan, what do you have to say?
Fuck, dude. I'm questioning whether I should have bumped Pennywise up. But anyway, This is a good album with really bad recording. It sounds like it was recorded inside of a dumpster. Which is a pretty big knock against it. People give me shit about my like nagging about production, but like stuff has to sound pleasing to listen to it for 30 minutes. Which by the way, I've never seen this on Spotify. It says 53 songs in about 30 minutes. Normally it's like super precise about the runtime. Anyway, yeah, there's good songs. There's very good songs on here. Punch in the Face, obviously, probably like the first big Frenzal song. Parasite, Not So Tough Now, Jesus, Uncle Ken, You Are a Knob. This is a fun album, but it's hard to listen to. I guess B tier. I should have kept Pennywise in their place, but fuck it.
I should have kept Pennywise in their place. John, what do you have to say about this Frenzal Rhomb record?
I'm with Dylan. I think I'm questioning my NOFX and B tier now too. After looking at this track list, I think this is a stronger album than S&M. So I'm gonna mulligan. I'm gonna move NOFX S&M down to C, and I'm gonna move
Offspring, Frenzal and S. No,
I'm gonna go B. Yeah, I love Frenzal. But like, I do think this is tough to get through the whole thing. Even if it is only about 30 minutes, it's a tough about 30 minutes to get through. But
because of the recording quality.
Yeah, Punch in the Face is way better than any song on S&M Airlines, and I think I probably like it better than any song on Unknown Road too. So come at me. So I'm gonna go B tier.
Come at me, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna put this right next to NOFX S&M Airline. I feel kind of about the same with them, where I feel like they're really fun, sloppy, raw records. The recording on S&M Airline is actually better than Not So Tough Now. Not So Tough Now is it's very like feels like compressed sloppy, so that's kind of the worst type of sloppy, where it doesn't feel like it has a lot of. It feels like the instruments are being kind of like suppressed, but also feeling like really just raw and distorted and tangy a lot of times. But I'll say I love the early Frenzal, just a ridiculous funk bass slapping. Like that's always super fun to hear when it's just like all of these random funk riffs on like this skate punk. All these skate punk songs. Like I love Jesus, Lord and Savior.
You know what's funny is I've heard guys in the band complain about, I don't remember the original bassist's name, but complain about him like overplaying, and
he was definitely
like
overplaying. He was overplaying, but I kind of like it. It's kind of fun.
See, that's my least favorite part of it is the bass.
No,
I don't like it at all.
I think it's charming.
It adds a distinct like personality to like early Frenzal, especially. And the Urban Myth is a great song. So I personally would listen to this over Unknown Road and maybe S&M Airline. It's pretty close, just because it does sound like a trash basket. But
I do have to say though, the vocals are fine, but all the instruments just sound
the vocals
so bad.
are good. That's what I was saying. I don't know what they did. But Lewis, what are you doing with Frenzal Rhomb here?
I mean, no one has talked about this record more than you three have just in the last 2 minutes. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, crikey, fellas, this is a fad dinkum.
Jesus.
This is a fad dinkum C tier record. It's okay. Yeah, it's nothing. It's nothing spectacular. The songs are good. I agree. The quality sounds like shit. I never really listened to this one too much because I'm not the biggest Frenzal Rhomb fan, but it was all right. So I think it is perfectly level right there in the C tier, just living its perfect life. So that's all I gotta say.
Hey, I agree with you.
I also want to know how they never got sued by Macca's for that album cover.
True.
Oh yeah, Macca's. Gotta go down and get a quarter pounder.
Hungry Jacks.
I wonder if
they do have a song about Hungry Jacks.
They do, off of one of the newer ones. Yeah, but John, what is the next record here?
All right, we've got up next, switching to Fat Wreck, Lagwagon's Trashed from 1994.
All right, I'll go first here real quick, because I'll go ahead and slap Trash in the S tier.
Yeah.
This is like the obviously like one of the best records here out of everything. Everything else I have compounded way at the bottom right here, and Trash is so much better. Trash is one of the best skate punk records of the '90s. I've talked about it to death. There's tons of classic songs on it. It's an absolutely fantastic Lagwagon record, and if you haven't checked it out, do it. It's duh, but way better. And so that's all you have to say. Duh is great. This is better. And this is like one of my favorite Lagwagon records now. It's like really grown on me. I think John as well.
Yeah.
But Lewis, do you want to go ahead and talk about Lagwagon Trash tier? I think you're muted and dumb.
I froze while you were going there, so I didn't hear everything.
Yeah, what's up, dude?
I froze while you were talking there, so I didn't hear everything. So, but I assume that it was very, very glazing of.
Oh, dude, I was just sucking the caper's cock right there.
He said Lagwagon is the worst band of all time, and Fat Mike should have never signed them.
Yeah. So I think I'm gonna probably be slightly lower than all of y'all because there's albums that I really like on this, but I think this is an easy A tier for me. I love Trashed. It's a very good record. There's a couple others on here that I like a little bit more. I assume you said it's slightly better than the first one because I think Duh and this one are really similar, but this is definitely better in most ways. So I'm gonna stoke the neighbors by putting this one in A. I feel pretty good about it. So
best song on the record, Dylan. Trashed. As always.
If it was up against other records, it might not be an S, but it is up against the records it is up against. So it's going to be an S.
Yeah.
It's got enough good songs on it. I want to say Know It All, a little bit overrated. I don't
it's a good one though.
The song lives up to the hype. But the Soaking the Neighbors is fucking sweet, and Island of Shame is awesome. Rust. I think Rust is one of my favorite Lagwagon songs. Good record.
Coffee and Cigarettes, great riff on there too. John, what are you doing with Trashed?
Yeah, easy S tier. Like
Easy
most
S tier.
Lagwagon albums, it's got an absolutely loaded A side. There's not a single skip on the A side. I love Island of Shame. I don't think Know It All is overrated. I think it's one of my favorite Lagwagon songs. But yeah, and any given day, this could be my favorite Lagwagon record. It's right up there, top 2, top 3. So it's an easy S.
Hell yeah, brother! We did it. Next record.
All right, this one doesn't really fit, kind of, but it's less than Jake's losing streak.
It fits. I put these together with a lot of thought and meticulously selected every album.
I wonder where the people are putting this.
Dylan, talk about losing streak.
Man, I hate this fucking record. Can we move into the unknown up? No. This is head and shoulders above anything else on the screen here. Come on, brother. Is there even a discussion? This has got to be S straight across the board. Fucking unreal album. It's multi-purpose too. You can listen to it when you're driving the car, mowing the lawn, pumping some iron, doing anything. You can listen to Losing Streak and get fucking hyped, bro.
All right.
That went ways I wasn't expecting, but
go buy 20 copies of Losing Streak right now at a store near you.
He's like, you can take a bath.
I earn a commission on every sale.
You can go shopping at Home Goods at the local Kohl's. So
ask for Losing
Trim
Streak.
your hedges. Wash your dishes. John, what are you doing with Losing Streak?
Yeah, I'll keep it short and sweet again. This is the opposite of Into the Unknown. It's probably going to be a clean sweep of S across. It's one of the best ska punk albums of all time. I think it's Dylan's favorite album of all time. And just look at the first 4 songs alone. Then you got Johnny Quest down there. This Dope Man, which I like. I know Elliot doesn't like Dope Man. But I think this is a killer record, and it's easy S tier. The S tier for me, Dylan and I agree, obviously. I think Elliot and I too. S tier was the easiest thing to do across this whole list.
Oh yeah,
dude, that transition from Happy Man to 9th at Pine, bro, that makes me pee white every time.
All right, we need to stop putting less than Jake on here. It gets too hot and heavy for Dylan. All right, Losing Streak. Put it in the S tier. That's where it has to go. I mean,
Let's go.
it's pretty obvious, at least from all of ours. Who knows what Lewis is going to do? That C is open down there, but I don't have to talk about it too much. It almost won the ska punk bracket. Dylan thinks it should have.
Of course.
Rockview beat it out. That's right. John's Rockview beat over Losing Streak here. But, tons of classic songs. I've listened to this like a billion times. It's one of the best ska punk, pop punk records of all time. So we'll go S tier with that. And Lewis.
Man, if I had it in me,
Oh, we froze in the middle of his joke.
he did not have it in him. He did not have it in him.
What if he's acting right now?
He's actually just standing very, very still. He's not
That
making
was
a
actually
movement.
impeccable timing.
I know.
He's probably still talking right now.
Well, welcome back.
We're keeping that in. We're keeping that in.
was I like this?
You
can
were
hear-
just frozen the whole time.
I can hear you the whole time. But yeah, I had a whole thing. I had a whole thing with this one. I was talking about the record, the lyrics, but yeah, it's a great record. Obviously,
Oh,
it's
man.
good. Am I frozen again?
No, I wanted to hear the rest of the
Yeah.
where we
He's
left
like, no,
off.
I just talk about the lyrics.
I said, no, I was just quoting "Sugar in My Gas Tank," man. If I had,
Classic.
I could deal with this nonstop spinning world, man. I mean, it's a timeless lyric. This album's incredible. I still agree that I still think that Rockview's better, but I could totally understand why people would like this one over Rockview. So, yeah, but man, this is clearly an S tier. It's one of the best records of that period and in general. So it's just going to go right at the top, like all of us.
Clean sweep. John, what's our next record?
All right. Up next, we've got a band that's kind of losing favor amongst punk rock radar. Propagandhi with Less Talk, More Rock.
Yes, my lobbying is working.
Losing favor.
Lewis, go ahead and start here. What do you think of Let's Talk More Rock?
Well, apparently I'm out of the know of what happened since we did our review of the other record, which we gave like middling reviews to. We thought it was okay, I guess, but not great.
At peace.
But yeah, this is one of my favorite punk records of all time, though. So this was the only one that kind of knocked out Lagwagon out of the S tier. It was pretty close though, because I really love this record. So, I mean, I could talk about all the songs on here that I love, but I pretty much love the whole record, even the silly stuff that's on here, and even the Johnny K songs on here that are totally out of place. I still like them. Anchorless Gifts is good, but I mean, I love the State Lottery. I love what's it called? We Thought Nation States were a good idea. I mean, I just love this. I love Let's Talk More Rock. John and I used to play that as a cover.
Yeah.
So this is like kind of felt to me this one was overshadowed when we were younger because we kind of got nestled between hearing what's it called? Today's Empires, and then of course the first one, which was like such a classic. But I love this record, so it's going to be very firmly in the S tier. I know people feel weird about this one, but let's see what you guys have to say. So
I'll go next here and go ahead and slap Propagandhi in the A tier. It's an excellent record. Excellent Propagandhi record. I mean, all Propagandhi records are really good. This one obviously starts off with Apparently I'm a PC Fascist, which is such a great intro track, like an absolutely killer intro track. Also, I did not know for the longest time that the other singer on this was the Weaker Thans guy. So with that context, I actually kind of like those songs a little more, weirdly, because I've become kind of a Weaker Thans fan recently. And also, it's like kind of listening to like kind of punk rock Weaker Than tracks, which is kind of fun. So I like the song. I like Anchorless. I don't mind these songs now that I thought were kind of weird originally. They've kind of grown on me, and I think this is honestly, I think I'm in agreement with Lewis. Not that this is my favorite Propagandhi record. It's certainly not, but that it's better than How to Clean Everything. I think this is an improvement overall, and it's going to be in the A tier. It's a super solid record. Could be in the S. John, what are you doing with Propagandhi here?
Yeah, I guess before Fall Out Boy, before Panic at the Disco, Propagandhi was doing these long ass song titles. So you can see on the screen, it barely fits. I think this is really strong aside from the John Samson tracks. Like I've said it time and time again, they just don't fit on this album. Every time they hit, it takes me completely out of the sound of the record, not in a good way. Like I think Anchorless is one of the worst punk songs of all time. I can't stand it.
I like it.
And the fact that it
I don't
comes
think
like
it's that bad. I think it's okay.
Yeah.
after like those first three with Let's Talk More Rock into Anchorless, it just I don't know. It's very jarring. But yeah, there's apparently on PC Fascist, the Nation States, the title track. There's so many good songs on here. This is also the best sounding record on the list, I think. Sonically, I think this
probably.
sounds fantastic. So I'm gonna go A.
All right, and Dylan, best for last. What are you doing with these Canadian communists?
Dude, I get that punk is political, but man, like these guys are like your friend who goes to like town hall meetings and like, you know, is just like hyper political. It's so fucking boring. The music is badass, and then it's like all a bunch of like fucking I don't give a shit about Canadian politics and stuff. Like I live in fucking Florida, dude.
They really should have had that in mind when writing the record. They're like,
Yeah, think about
what
this
am I-
fucking retard down in Florida. What's he gonna think about this?
He's not Canadian politics.
Yeah, I mean, I'm biased. C tier on Propagandhi. I don't give a fuck about this record, man.
Oh my god.
We don't really give a fuck
Crucify
about
me if you want,
Propagandhi in general.
commenters.
So, yeah. What? Real quick, Dylan, what's the best Propagandhi record in your
Yeah,
opinion?
that's a good question.
The best Propagandhi record is a dead Propagandhi record. Fuck them. I have no opinion. I really don't.
I was just wondering. I didn't know. You,
I don't,
okay,
think, I don't like any of them.
you don't like any of them, not even like today's or.
No,
You're-
I don't have
okay.
any
You
opinion
were
on that.
you
I
had
the
said
first
you were
one-
coming around to them like a couple months ago. You did.
No, that was Pennywise. Remember, he was like the biggest.
Yeah, he was a Pennywise hater.
Pennywise.
Yeah.
That was
Okay.
Pennywise.
Like
not
literally, he
Propagandhi.
was like Pennywise sucks. Now every single time they're on here, they're like an A or an S.
Yeah.
I swear.
Dylan, have you
Pennywise in A
listened?
tier.
Have you listened to like Potemkin City? Because it's a really
No.
good record. You should give it a listen.
Have you
I'm
tried
rock.
listening to the record still?
No, I'm not.
Like Potemkin seems like it would be like
Propagandhi fan over here. I'm
Potemkin would like gets everybody fucking fired up. It's a
Yeah.
great
There's
record.
Potemkin in
great.
some fucking city in Canada. Don't give a shit, bro.
All right. What's the
Oh,
next record, John?
Oh my god. The next record is Screeching Weasel's Boogada Boogada Boogada.
Yeah, it can't be good to say that out loud.
No. It didn't feel good.
You gotta say it like you're jumping out of in a ghost costume or something. Boogada, boogada, boogada.
John,
think
start
it's
us off
racist.
with Screeching Weasel here, I think.
Yeah. It's tough because there are some listenable songs on here, but I feel like they're kind of outweighed by the unlistenable songs, unfortunately. It looks like I'm going to be the lowest by far looking at your guys' list. I do like the Weasel, and I do like some of these songs, but I found myself, maybe it's because of the volume of them, but I found myself skipping them more often than not. Is 26 tracks, so I ended up putting Screeching Weasel all the way down in the D tier. Like, this is a hard record to get through 26 songs personally.
All right. And Dylan, what do you have to say about this Screeching Weasel album?
Exactly what John said. It's an improvement over the shitty hardcore album, but there's still too much of the hardcore stuff left, padding out the track list. Where it really shines is the first pop punk songs Screeching Weasel made, unless you count the one song off the self-titled or the grocery store, whatever the fuck it was. This Ain't Hawaii, Stupid Over You, My Right. The only good hardcore song in here I feel like is Nicaragua. But
That would be
let's-
your favorite.
let's go Holy Hardcore's funny too.
Nicaragua
C
good,
tier.
Canada bad.
Yeah.
Yes. C tier. No, it's a song. It's I don't give a fuck about Nicaragua. C tier on Screeching Weasel.
Crazy. Lewis, where are you putting Screeching Weasel?
I mean,
That's the lyric, Jack.
what's it called? By the way, a Potemkin Dylan is like a fake city. It's like the type of thing that they do in like North Korea when people tour, and it makes it look like they're like cool
Ah.
cities. So it's not Canada. But just to
Makes
finish
sense.
that up,
North
But-
Korea, even better.
yes, perfect. Yeah, this album. My Right's okay. It's a little weird that the best song on the album is the last song on the album. So I don't know where they got weighted, and I think like even like their greatest hits records have like put Hey Suburbia pretty up front. It's pretty funny. Like you think you would listen to that. I don't know. This album is rough to listen to. It could easily be in my D tier under S&M. I'll leave it in C. I don't feel that strongly that it's any better or worse than S&M Airlines. So yeah, C tier.
No, you guys are tripping. This is a kick-ass Screeching Weasel record. This is probably my favorite Screeching Weasel
Jesus
record. This is
Christ,
so
no
good.
way.
This is such an awesome in-between of like the 80s hardcore and like the signature Screeching Weasel style that I'm okay with. Like I think obviously I like My Brain Hurts and some of the stuff, but as they go on, I get a little less interested in kind of the same old kind of Ramones core stuff. It's you know, we're taking the 80s hardcore, we're bringing in the Ramones, we've got an awesome mix. We got like pop punk songs like Stupid Over You and Hey Suburbia. That if My Right came out in like 1981, it would be like known as like one of the best 80s hardcore songs by everyone, and everyone would be talking about it. Up there with like Amoeba or even like Minor Threat songs and stuff like that. That song is fucking sick. I Hate Led Zeppelin. It's a fun record. Like all these songs are like a minute long. Like I Hate Led Zeppelin is such a great track. You know, Robert Plant, You Slimy Fuck. It's so fun. This is such a fun record. I love it. I can listen to it anytime. It's over and done with. 26 super fun, kind of like fast Screeching Weasel songs. I'm going A tier with this.
Oh my
Easy.
God.
Please.
You guys are
feel like-
tripping.
Dylan has this band mentioned in his username, and look at this.
Yeah, but he
This
likes
is
the
great.
lame records.
The lame records, like First World Manifesto. I forgot. Ashtray's good. Ashtray's a good hardcore song in here too. It has its moments.
It has.
But it also has used cars and I Believe in UFOs and
Yeah, but these songs are like a minute long. Like
Zombie.
it's fun. Like Nicaragua's super fun.
it's
all
0
sorts of
minutes if
stuff.
you skip it. 0 minutes.
You don't need to skip it. It does what it needs to perfectly fine. And also, Hey Suburbia is like the best Screeching Weasel song. Fight me on it. But we'll go ahead and go to the next record here, John.
It's the last one. We've got The Descendents, I Don't Want to Grow Up from 1985.
All right, Lewis, go ahead and start us off with the Descendants here.
Well, it looks like I'm going to be the highest ranked one, which I was not expecting, but I actually really love this record. I think this is my favorite Descendants of the 80s records, to be honest. I love Can't Go Back. I love Good Clean Fun. I mean, I don't love No Fat Beaver, but it is a song that's on the record, so that's cool. I Don't Want to Grow Up. Obviously, the title track is really strong. Good Things is good. I mean, like, I think this is just a solid 80s punk record all around. My favorite one by them of that era. So, yeah, A tier. I like it better than everything below it, so it's no question. So, yeah, but I'm curious. John, I know you don't love the Descendants, but apparently, let's see what you got to say about this C tier record.
Yeah, go ahead, John.
Yeah, I went back and I watched our Descendants tier list just to make sure that I didn't contradict myself. And I'm kind of going to, like, I liked it when we listened to it back, and I think I put this pretty high, and I said it was one of the best Descendants records. But if I'm going to be real, I haven't listened to it since then, and I don't really listen to it very often at all. Like, and I do throw on, like, Not So Tough Now. I listen to Ignition and Let's Talk. Even S&M I'll listen to now and again. So I'm just ranking this off of, like, I never listened to this. Like, I think Pervert's a good song. I think there's definitely some good tracks on here. But on my personal list, it's just something that's not in my rotation. So just for that reason alone, and the fact that I heard it, this is the year I was born when this came out. So I didn't hear it 15, maybe 17 years after it came out, after I had already heard a lot of other more refined stuff. So it was hard for me to get into this style. So I'm going to go C. I know the punk purists are going to freak out over that, but this is my true rankings, no punk points taken into account. So it's going in the C tier.
I just went back to check if I was a hypocrite, and apparently I wasn't. I put it in A tier, it looks like, so that's good. So, all right.
There you go. I'll go next here. This is the one Descendants record I kind of miss. For some reason, when I was younger, the Descendants discography always like confused me of like what was what in what order. I have no clue why. For some reason, I always thought All like they had an album called All, and then they became All. For some reason, that confused me as well. Like just looking back at all their stuff. So for some reason, I just like missed this one for a while. But I think it's an absolutely great like. This is probably the most like people call like Milo Goes to College like one of the first pop punk records. I would say no. I'd say this is way more close to
Yeah.
being considered one of the
Yeah.
first pop punk records. Like I think Milo Goes to College is a hardcore record through and through with maybe a few more melodic elements and pop sensibilities. But this one, I mean, like Silly Girl is fun, good things. There's so many like really fun, catchy songs in here, and also it sounds really great for
85.
like a record from '85. Like it sounds really solid. So I'm gonna put it in my B tier, but it could beat out Weasel potentially. It was between Descendants in A and Weasel in A, which apparently everyone just hates this Weasel record. Everyone loved this when I was younger. It kind of blows my mind you guys don't like it. But Dylan, what do you have to say about this Descendants record?
For the record, I don't hate Boogada. I just don't like it as much as the other records. Obviously, it's in the B tier. It's a solid record. Maybe deserves to be higher. I don't know. I'm not moving Pennywise back. I already made my decision there. I do like it more than Milo because, like Elliot said, it is a pop punk forward album, and I don't think there's really any hardcore-ish stuff like there is on Milo. So, yeah, we got a Pervert, Can't Go Back, Theme, which is cool, The Proud, The Few, Descendants, Rockin' Alone Tonight, Silly Girl, and Christmas Vacation.
Hell yeah.
Good record by the Descendants.
Well, we did it. We ranked the records. So, guys, thank you for joining us. Don't forget to comment down below. How would you rank these? Who got it super wrong? Who got it super right? Who do you agree with? Who do you disagree with? Just, talk mad shit, whatever you want to do. Like the video. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to go to punkrockradar.limitedrun.com. John is selling all sorts of merchandise. We've got t-shirts, which he's wearing right now. We've got a Weekend Cigarette split. Who's the other band they're split with? I actually cannot remember.
Verse, chorus,
It's Weekend
Inferno.
Inferno. Okay. And he's got a new ska-core band called Jet 8 with a new record out. So if you like ska-core, if you like kind of like orgcore pop punk, you've got Weekend Cigarettes. And don't forget to join the Discord down below. We're constantly talking punk rock 24/7 at all times. So thank you guys for watching, and peace out.